My name's Bryant Fitts, and I'm a lawyer in Houston, Texas, and I've helped people across the nation with burn injuries. One of the first questions we get, actually it's the second question. The first question is, how do I get the best medical care possible? And once we've answered that question, people want to know, what's my claim worth? That's quite frankly the hardest question a lawyer has to answer, but I'm here today to explain to you the factors that go into what's the value of a burn injury claim. The first thing you're going to look at and your lawyer's going to look at when they're trying to evaluate what your burn injury claim is worth is how severe your burns. I know this seems obvious, but a first-degree burn is not going to have the perceived value that a third-degree burn it will. Also, they're going to look at to what percentage of your body was actually burned. Obviously, the more you're burned, the more valuable the claim could be. Now, another thing that your lawyer is going to look at is how much medical treatment was required for your burns. Unfortunately, burns are the most painful thing a human can go through, but oftentimes there's only so much they can do to treat them. They can debride the skin and remove the burned skin and wait for it to grow back or do grafts, but there's just not a lot of treatment. But your lawyer is going to look at what sort of medical bills were incurred to immediately heal your burns, and then what sort of medical care you're going to need in the future. So your lawyer is going to look at, is there anything that can be done in the future to repair the nerve damage if there's any nerve damage? Is there anything that can be done in the future, and what's that going to cost to prevent you from having sensitivities to hot and cold items? What can be done to prevent your skin from being sensitive to sunlight? Because a lot of times when you've been involved in a burn situation, that skin that has grown back or that's grafted has a severe sensitivity to sunlight. Your lawyer is also going to look at what the pigmentation looks like in the burned area. Some people with darker skin, they lose their pigmentation when the new skin grows back. So that adds an element to the disfigurement of the claim. So obviously, the more lasting and severe and obvious the scars are, the claim is going to be more valuable. Once your lawyer has evaluated you and the severity of the burns and the medical treatment that was incurred in the past and the medical treatment that's going to be incurred in the future, they're going to look at how did the burn occur. A lot of lawyers will talk about a case having liability and damages. Well, I just talked to you about the damages. The damages were the burn that you had on your body and how it impacted your life. The next story is liability. How did this happen, and was it preventable? Typically, the more preventable your burn was, the more value your claim is going to have. When something's preventable, that means somebody's negligence caused your injury. And the more negligent they are, the more valuable your claim is going to be. Typically, the insurance company on the other side is going to look at it and say, well, this person's severely burned, and look, this was completely preventable, so your claim is going to have a lot of value. It's your lawyer's job to try to do the best they can to work up the best liability story, that's who's responsible and how they could have prevented your burn, to make your claim worth as much as possible. Unfortunately, there's nothing in this world that can put you back in the same position you were in before you suffered your burn, and all your lawyer can do is try to get you as much money as possible and try to get you the best medical care possible. My firm's here to do that. If you have any questions about medical care related to burn injuries or liability as related to burn injuries, please post them in the comment section below, or you can give us a call at 1-800-99-FITS. It's 1-800-99-FITS.